Welcome to Fast Chats, presented by The Bomb Hole.
All right, here we go. We're Stale Sandbech. Now, Stale, is winter over or are you still going?
I am not. I just got home from a couple long trips, and I think winter might be over, but I'm not sure. I might get tempted to head up on the glacier if it's the weather forecast is providing.
What does it look like as the season winds down? What do you get into?
I mean, now having a kid, definitely catch up on last time with him, and be the best dad I can be. Definitely that, and just kind of spring, summer vibe stuff. Enjoying the sun heating on the skin, and some yard work and the
Love
basic
that.
life.
Love that. I weeded my garden today. It was everything I wanted it to be.
Exactly.
Now, I got to ask, I know you just went to Alaska. Did you guys score? How did it go?
Not really, unfortunately. We scored on having good times at the cabin, but we rode 1.5 day, and the snow quality was kind of poor, and then the rest of the trip it just snowed and was tricky weather. And last day we were supposed to go out, but it was just avalanches going off everywhere, so we decided to head back, unfortunately. But yeah, that's how it goes up there, I guess. You just gotta go there and sit and wait, and sometimes you get it good, and sometimes you don't, and yeah, you gotta respect the mountains.
Oh, yeah. Roll the dice. Well, one thing I want to talk about while we got you is 25 years of Rome, which is a huge accomplishment as a brand. I feel like you've been on forever. How long have you been on, and when did you get on, and how did you get on?
Yeah, dude, it's crazy how time flies. I got on when I was 15, so and that must have been like 2009, so way back. And I got on. I had just like stopped riding for Santa Cruz because they were kind of shutting down their snowboard program at the time, and kind of was looking around. My brother was helping me at the time, and we kind of got a word that Rome was interested, and I was super stoked on Rome. Their team and everything they did and their boards, and yeah, we kind of hit it off. Had a meeting with the European team manager at the time, Eric, and yeah, kind of one meeting, got to try some boards, and yeah, that's how it started.
If I did math probably incorrectly, that's 17 years ago, which is kind of insane. If I think back on that time, I remember my first memory is you on a Rome. You had a gigantic mohawk filming for No Correct Way, if I'm not mistaken. Is that correct?
Almost. I
Okay.
think I think we're I think we're filming for the Shred Remains.
Mm.
I think I think No Correct Way was potentially, yeah. I think the Shred Remains, but they were like the No Correct Way was the film before, and yeah, that was my second year. It went pretty fast. Like I signed with Rome, and then I went to Mount Hood that summer for because I was trying to qualify for Olympics in halfpipe. So went to ride a halfpipe in the summer. Went and hung out with the Rome team at the Rome week at Windels, and yeah, met Ryan Runke, who was the TM, the global TM at the time, and all the boys, and yeah, quickly put me up on the main team, and made me film for the movie. I think no, the year after, and yeah, when they asked me to film for the movie, and I had like my career going and contest wise, I decided to drop out of school just to go all in and try to chase this life fully, and yeah, we filmed from North sorry, the Shred Remains. Got the mohawk from Bjorn Lines. I think he shaved it. I think we used strawberry jam to make it spike. And yeah, pretty crazy couple of years, going from dropping out of school to traveling the world with, Bjorn Lines and LMP and such.
Legendary time. So, do you have no high school diploma?
No,
God, I love that.
I don't. I mean, I might have age points now to get it. I don't know.
Insane. When did you get the pro model with Rome?
First, fuck. We did 10 years ago last year. Last year was 10 years ago. So when it must have been 2015 or something, huh? Uh, yeah, that's crazy too, man. It's crazy how fast time flies. It's like 10 years of pro model snowboards. I feel like it's not that long ago I was a little shit kid, just trying to ride every day.
I remember you as a half pipe Grom is when I first met you hiking the hood half pipe with your brother.
Exactly. Yeah, you were one of those scary diggers up there, huh?
Yeah, one of those dickheads.
And I was like the Norwegian trying to like sneak in and get access. No, it was fuck. That was sick times when they had the high cascade and the Windells and like just features everywhere. The fucking dreamland.
Well, golden era. So let's go back to the pro model for a second. So did you conceptualize like the shape and did you do the graphic? Like, did you do everything from start to finish with your pro models?
So the first like ah, maybe 5 years even like it was on the mod, which was an existing model. So I just had like a colorway in one size, which was the board I was already riding, on competing on. So it felt like a pro model, because you got your graphic and your name on it. But eventually we made another board called the Cruiser, which was came from how I wanted it. At the time didn't know as much about board specs and all that. I just knew what I liked to ride and the shapes I liked. So we kind of based it off of two different boards and tried to make something in between. And we drew the shape, and that turned out to be the Cruiser. So eventually, after a couple of years, I did more and more of that, and with the Stalefish and the Cruiser, and yeah, we've been cooking
So
since then.
so how does it work? You get a bunch of sample shapes and then tweak on them and make them stiffer, make them softer. What's that process look like?
I mean, ideally, you kind of nail it the first time. You kind of do enough prep work, and with the engineers and their years of expertise on it, they kind of, and me telling how I like to ride and so on. We tried to kind of nail it as fast as possible, without having to make too many prototypes and so on, because that takes time and it costs money too. So, but sometimes we work more on it, and sometimes like the board evolves throughout the years. But yeah, it's been super fun process, and learning how it works, and also getting to change up the flex, and how early you want the nose to rise and the shape. I feel like it's also a full like visual experience, when you ride. If you look down and like the board looks, if it looks good, it's gonna ride pretty good. If it looks crazy, I don't know, it's not as nice for me, I guess.
Well, another thing in the product department, a lot of talk with binding wars. Everybody's talking about step-ons or phase or two straps. People are very charged up about different bindings. I know last time we spoke on air, you mentioned you rode phase, and I think you won natural selection in the phase bindings. Are you still riding those things? Are you still loving them? Tell us about it.
Yeah. No, I ride. I mean, I'm on the team, a phase team as well, so, and I have my own signature colorway for it. So definitely riding those bindings every day, and yeah, I'm hyped on them. It's for me, they feel like just like the binding I'm used to before. Nothing changed. I can adjust as much as I used to, with toe strap and ankle strap and such. So it's just like when you're on the fast laps on the lift, I can kind of just speed in a little faster, use one hand. The straps are kind of buckled already, so it's definitely a quicker way and a different way, in all this. But I feel like it's the one that you have the option to go in faster, but it doesn't sacrifice what the binding I used to ride feels like.
The performance is still good.
Yeah, the performance is still the same. Uh, so I'm been super stoked on it.
Hell yeah. Natural selection, it's always really fun to watch you compete. How was your experience there this year?
Obviously not as good as last year, but it was still enjoyable. Like a little trickier snow conditions for qualifiers at least. It was kind of like deep lower at top, but then more variable snow at the bottom, some cookies and stuff. But yeah, I think I didn't have the day. I didn't feel like so like on it. I was more just kind of just whimsy, but and just kept falling on that first jump. It's like if you fall on the first jump, you kind of you're fucked straight up. So yeah, that's kind of what happened, and didn't make it through. Think me or Torgeir was last, so first to last from last year. But no, it was fun. Getting to ride that venue on untracked is just insane. That's a cool experience by itself.
It is gnarly, the level of talent, like watching Bryn and Nils and all you guys coming down, like everybody's putting down runs. It's really cool. I feel like it's showcased the state of backcountry snowboarding, backcountry freestyle specifically, in such a really fun thing for the fans to watch.
Yeah, no, it's actually crazy to watch. So watching the year before, and then the year I competed last year, and then now see how when there's been a year prior, seeing what's been done, and then cooking up new ideas that's even more gnarly than that. And like, the venue only have so many landings that are steep enough, and people start just charging bigger and bigger. It's crazy how high the level was this year, and like Niels just putting down a run every run, switch, and yeah, amazing riding. Watching Bryn get stuck on that one cliff. All his commentary was so sick. I mean, his riding, all the other runs was sick too, but that just the commentary on that was so sick. He's such an awesome character.
100%. And that's what's cool. That's different than videos. Like, you can go to a jump, try something 20 times, land it, but really you might have been out of control in those other 19. Like, you really get to see how truly good somebody is at riding, a top to bottom run, which, like, Bryn for me was the standout, because I was like, holy shit, I knew this kid was good, but I didn't know he was like that good.
Yeah, yeah, and it's like, when you ride backcountry normally, you either you kind of hike up the feature, you snowmobile up it, or like you get to kind of see it up close from multiple angles, or it's like a run you've seen. There's like a couple hits, but this run is like, even though you stare at these drone footage and such for days, it's still like you got to put together, I don't know, 5 different features and in terrain that I mean, if you rode there last year, you know what is coming, but it's just like, is that the right tree? Is that the right cliff? Is so much like uh, you got to remember so much, and being able to like look at a photo and then put that in reverse and or flip it and into your head. And yeah, it's pretty crazy how much goes into a run like that compared to when you get to like see it up close.
100%. Yeah, it's totally unfamiliar. You can watch a drone line 300 times. I'm sure it looks different when you're on face.
Yeah, and it's not always the drone goes down exactly where you are going. So it's definitely, and then you might have planned like 2 3 different runs, but then maybe you make it to the final round and you've done all your runs, and you just gotta try a Hail Mary.
100%. Well, Stale, I feel like a lot of people know you from your vlogs. You were vlogging before anyone had the vlogs going. You were crushing YouTube. You've taken a hiatus for a number of years now. Have you ever considered firing them back up?
I mean, yeah, I mean for sure. I think it probably would have been smart, you know. It had good momentum and got like good attention, and you know, definitely got sponsor requests and so on, and it was fun doing them. But I kind of just yeah, I got to a point where I did it for so long, and then I was like kind of doing my last Olympics, and I wanted to focus on that. And then after that, stopping competing, I was like, shit, like what is the one thing I haven't really done and really always dreamt of was have filming like full parts. So then doing like YouTube uh, and full parts is a lot, and you end up like filming the YouTube stuff. You end up also like kind of doing the tricks you know well just to get footage, and you always snowboard with a camera behind you. So it's kind of nice to like you know work on something bigger and like more like the way I grew up watching snowboarding and something like I wanted to do. So I mean, I might do it again eventually, but it's been really cool to film uh, longer projects and not having to have a camera behind me every time I ride in the park, you know?
100%. Yeah, that's actually a really cool point. Never thought about that. Like, and also there's just so much damn work too to like quick turn all the edits and so is the video part, different type of work.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
also you don't get the, I mean, like, is it a double chicane? What do you call that double chicane move you did years ago? Like, you ain't doing a double chicane, however many rotations for a vlog, at
No,
least on a powder
no.
jump.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's been refreshing. It's been super nice. I definitely people ask me about it, and I have been thinking about doing like a couple things here and there, but yeah, it's been just kind of want to fulfill this dream of mine, you know, having a full video part that I am kind of proud of, and hopefully something that can be watched, you know, when it comes out and years after. So, uh, but it's been honestly since that's happened, it's been pretty tricky with the winters, you know. This bad trend of big snow seasons
Yep. And
makes it definitely hard.
it's hard to film an Opus video part if like, your only option is like Japan. Like Japan is hard to get those timeless hammers. If because that so
Yeah,
I see that the past 2 years, a lot of the powder riders, everyone goes to Japan. Um, Not as many options for blockbuster cheese
yeah,
wedges.
yeah. You kind of get the glue, you know, and then you need the big pieces, and yeah, having only a couple days up in the Alpine with Bluebird and snow is you need a you need a few more, maybe five, you know.
100%. Going back to some 25 years of Rome talk, I think about the first time I ever saw Rene Renekongas in person, and I believe it was at the team shootout or with that event where it was like Dew Tour, but it was Team Challenge Edition, and Rene was riding half pipe. And as long as I can remember, you were the first person that was like a Rene truther. You were like, Rene's the guy. This guy's next up. Um, and if I remember correctly, did you kind of champion Rene to get on Rome and like have his back from the beginning?
Yeah, definitely a early Rene fan, and actually Rome was the one sponsor he had when I met him. So definitely made us also connect more. But you know, as him being Finnish and close to Norway, when I think the first time I met him was maybe Australia or New Zealand, and you know, just the nicest kid with you know the sickest style and way of snowboarding, kind of reminded me of Alec a little bit, and uh, and then you know starting to compete with him, and he come around, and I didn't get him on Rome, but I definitely pushed him and vouched for him for Oakley and Monster. So I think I was a big part of that, but he would have gotten, you know, wherever he wanted anyways with his talent. But yeah, that was sick. The Dutor team battle, Rome team, we won. You know, who would have thought Rome would come and win the team battle with, you know, Danny Davis in the half pipe for Burton, and I think was it Mark on jumps and such. You know, so Rene beat Danny Davis in the half pipe. Rene was maybe like 17 years old. That was pretty sick.
Thinking about Rome too, when I look back, there's the early eras like with LMP and the No Correct Way and the Shred Remains era, and it kind of feels like it went some different directions. But from my perspective, as like a media guy, I see Rome as this new resurgence with, especially with the video Swarm, and you and Rene have been steadily killing it in your guys' lane. But how does it feel being a part of Rome these days with this kind of breath of fresh air it's been having?
Yeah, no, definitely it's very exciting era, I think, with the whole Swarm crew, Rome signing Cooper and Keegan Hasselfrost joining a couple of years ago, and I feel like it's the last couple of years has really felt like kind of like a family getting together, you know, like a crew, more like crew vibes, and I haven't been able to join all trips, you know, but we've had a couple of Japan trips with Europe, one Japan with Rene and Keegan and Martin Laser and yeah, super exciting times and kind of in a way, you know, with whole this Swarm crew and Cooper and you know looking back at LMP and that legendary era of Rome, I feel like we're kind of returning into a. I'm not saying the same, but it feels like something that has that type of energy, you know.
Oh yeah, it does 100% getting back to the roots where it started, and that's incredible. As far as this winter, I want to know, Stale, what'd you film for? How did it go? Did you stack some clips?
Yeah, no, me and Bergie, Torgeir Bergrum, we've been cooking up a project together. So we've been traveling together all winter and chasing the good snow. We've been trying to find the good snow and had some tricky trips and some really good trips. So hopefully we can put it together to something we're excited about. Unfortunately, Alaska, which we were kind of hoping was going to be like the shit, got a little trickier than we expected. But we've had some other good trips, so hopefully we can put together something people are stoked on.
I saw Rusty been filming you out there.
Yeah, yeah, we've been mostly with Rusty, Rusty and Marcus Skin, but mostly Rusty in Whistler in Japan. And yeah, dude, he is the dream to film with. He knows all the zones, all the. I mean, even if we our places were not known, you know, he can see features, you know, faster than us, and you know, he can also tell us that he did that trick 10 years ago. So we have to step up our game, you know.
Straight up. He's also a Rome alumni as well.
Yeah.
I think did you guys get him to strap in and fly off any wedges this year?
Yeah, I did it. He did a couple. We always try to push him, you know. He did a jump in Japan and hit some stuff in Whistler. But you kind of push him, you know. He just wants to film.
We need to see another Cab 9 out of that guy. Like
Yeah,
I need another Rusty Cab 9 bad in my
dude.
life.
Me too. Me too. I'll try push for it next year. I saw
Yeah.
Cab 5 this year, but you know we double it next year.
Yeah, that's too easy for him, honestly.
Yeah.
That's too light. Anything exciting for next season? Any new pro models, anything like that?
Yeah, we are. I mean, next season. I mean, it's always exciting next season. You know, is it going to be a better winter than this year? But no, yeah, we're working on a new board. Been writing a couple prototypes, and I guess the release will probably be the year after. But we are working on a new like backcountry freestyle board. So if you've seen some shapes that are a little different than what I've ridden, it might have been a prototype of that new board. So yeah, excited about it. It's feeling good so far.
Hell yeah. I love that. Well, let's jump right into hot takes here.
It's time for hot takes.
First question I got. Favorite up-and-coming rider?
I think Keegan Hossafrost. I think after being a couple trips with him, I mean he's been around for a bit, but yeah, he's got some unique tricks. He's like the tall, lanky dude, but like he can tweak and like he makes his tricks unique to him, which I think is cool to see.
Steel or powder?
We gotta go with powder on that one.
Hate when people get that one wrong.
Right.
Who's got your favorite style ever?
Kasu.
Who's got your favorite method?
I think my method is definitely mostly inspired by Nikos Mueller, so that's gonna be my pick on that one.
Who's got your favorite turn, Stale?
I mean, the coolest turns I've seen live has been Alec Ostring. So yeah, he's an excellent turner.
I'm going to do a follow-up question because this debate has been sparked on our show a lot. Is turning a trick?
Yeah, I mean for sure. A good turn can be really hard.
Really fucking hard. I agree.
Yeah, and most people can't even do it.
Straight up. Straight up. Include me in that. What is your favorite video ever made?
That is a tricky one because it kind of every era kind of has its charm, but I think the one that impacted me like a lot as a kid that we watched was groundbreaking for us was Follow Me Around. Like that's just the movie name that is stuck in my head, as the one we watched the most. But also like the earlier movies might be more like looking for inspiration nowadays. But definitely Follow Me Around yeah, changed our lives.
I love that. What's your favorite place to ride a snowboard?
Um, I I think after having like some good days in Whistler, uh, that Whistler is yeah sick. I mean the backcountry there and the resort like combined, you kind of have endless of opportunities. So yeah, Whistler.
What about when it doesn't get sunny for like 3 weeks?
Yeah, right. Then we then we I don't know. Then we cry.
Yeah. All right. What is your favorite board graphic ever?
Um, Peria sword. Still that one. I think I said it on the podcast we had before, but that one is by far the favorite for me.
It's a classic. Who's your
Oh yeah.
favorite snowboarder?
I think I mean it's changed throughout the years, but like nowadays, like I think favorite style, favorite snowboarder, Kazu. I think he has the most the just the full package. Yeah, very inspiring. Look to him for tricks, and how he rides is a big inspiration.
Next question is a big one. What's the worst trick?
That one is hard, man. I feel like I go blank when when I get asked things like that. But one thing that comes in mind that we were like always joking about when we were younger that we didn't want to do or was back seven nose to tail grab. But I feel like I haven't seen it in so long. Maybe like all of a sudden now somebody will pull it out and do it sick as fuck. But I remember back in the days that was a trick we were like, maybe
Those
not
were
the
hot.
sickest.
Those were
Yeah, they were
hot for a
hot.
minute.
They were hot for
Yeah.
a while, yeah.
All right. Dream sponsor, anything in the world. What do you got?
I would go with like some type of hotel chain. Like free lodging everywhere.
Four Seasons.
Four Seasons or doesn't have to be too fancy, but just you can go. I want to go there. You can stay for a while. You want to go there, you can stay for a while. I think free breakfast. Damn,
Solid. Yeah.
it kind of covers a lot. Within there.
%. Yeah, you're dialed. You're kind of dialed everywhere you go. Last question we got. Worst trend.
Worst, worst trend is gonna have to be the weather trend. The winter just getting trickier and trickier. That is yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, not snowing. That's a great worst trend.
Not, yeah, exactly. Fuck that.
Well, Stale, pleasure chatting with you as always. Thanks for taking the time. The last question I got for you is what's next for Stale Sandbech?
Next is summertime. Gotta mow the lawn, you know.
Hell yeah. Love that. Well, I'll let you get to your summertime activities. Thanks for taking the time. Appreciate you always, Stale.
Yeah, thank you, man. You too. Have a good one.
Later.